from Bugbird and Bee, and I know we're quite late for today's Friday at 11 show, but we've had lots of technical difficulty with Penny Carr, who's my only other host today.
Hello, it's all my fault.
The other people that usually come and join in are either ill, or they've got technical difficulties with their computers and somebody else is off to London. And we were going to cancel, and then Penny said, no, I'll come do it, even though her little boy was ill. And then her computer went funny. But anyway, we're here now.
Hello.
As we've been talking behind the scenes and trying to get Penny up together, we have no idea what we're going to talk about today.
No, this is completely just off the cuff, isn't it? Totally. But yeah, I'm still getting odd words of what you're saying missing, Ali, so don't insult me too much because I might not be able to tell.
Love you.
But no, it's all been a bit manic. Suddenly my laptop won't play any sounds anymore via the speaker. Well, it'll play music. I can play iTunes. I can play the latest U2 album via iTunes, which is the first thing that popped up, and I can play that via my speakers. But when it comes to Google Plus, there's just suddenly no sound. So I've got a pair of headphones plugged in now, which all feels a bit weird, but still, never mind. And then, of course, the postman knocked at the door in that way that always happens just after 11 o'clock on a Friday. So I can show you what's come in today's post. So this is from HomeSense, and this is for me to wear for doing a blog post. So you can see that. So it's my Comic Relief apron.
Yeah.
So quite pleased with that. So that has literally just arrived along with a parcel for my daughter, which looks like it's come from Australia, from Dorky Mum, which is all very exciting. Yeah, very exciting.
I put some parcels with Emma from Bavarian
Sojourn.
That's the one. And from Caro in
Germany.
Mummy Alarm in Germany.
Mummy Alarm, yeah.
I thought that would be nice. We could open up and have like food parcels and stuff. That's a good reminder, actually. I'll have to do that.
Well, it's my New Year's resolution is to write proper letters to people. So that's what I've been trying to do this year, and it's actually quite time-consuming, but it's really nice.
Pen pals when I was younger, lots of pen pals, and actually, we were talking yesterday. I'm doing a Twitter call again, and I was chatting along with people, and I clicked on a link for snail mail, and my youngest goes, "Well, what's snail mail?" And she knows you get bills through the post, but she didn't know that you send letters to people, kind of. Because when we give cards, we give them physically.
Right,
cards. Yeah. And so I explained to her what snail mail was. Anyway, I didn't do this pen pal thing because it was quite complicated setup. But yeah, I like the idea of having pen pals and sort of like more personal, isn't it?
There is. It's kind of weird. There's stuff that I'll sit and write in a letter that I'm not sure I'd type. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's lovely, and I'm really trying this year to send nice things in the post to people and to sit and actually write letters. And I was one of my Bureau Direct reviews. I actually got some writing paper from them, which I've been writing letters on. So I need to actually sit and write up the review. But no, it's really nice actually. There's something about getting a letter in the post that's just kind of special and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not a bill.
It's not a bill, I know, but it's kind of weird. There's a
leaflet for Pizza Hut.
Yeah, but there was a cartoon that did the rounds on Facebook a few weeks ago, which was kind of like the 1980s, whereas it was another thing in the post versus an email, that's exciting. Whereas today it's like another email, but thing in the post, that's the exciting bit. So it's all turned around a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I remember Royal Mail doing pen pal schemes. Did you have this at school, where there was some, like, your school signed up to some Royal Mail scheme, and someone at Royal Mail like set you up with pen pals somehow? And I don't know. It was in their business interest, I suppose. And I remember getting 2 pen pals, one who lived up in Scotland, who it kind of petered out with her, and one who lived in Welland, which isn't very far from where I live now, actually. And me and her, we ended up meeting up in the summer holidays, and we had a great time together. And I do sometimes wonder where she is, actually. I keep thinking I should go and find out.
We set up one with the school when I was about 12, 13, with a school in Virginia. One of the teachers went out, and I don't know why she went out, but she sort of like brought back some letters, and we all wrote to them. But that never took off. I never got anything back. But I did have lots of pen pals through TSB actually. When I joined their junior account, they used to have a magazine and they used to have a pen pal section. And they did it a way so you could pair up with people, but you didn't give your address until you actually wrote to them. You got their address in the end. And somebody wrote to me and said, look, I can't do this anymore. I'm writing to too many people. Can you write to these people instead? And I don't know why it stopped. Well, I did that for a couple of years, and it was nice, but I never, I think I had one in Cumbria, and the first girl was in Italy. And I think it was too hard for her to sort of like keep posting backwards and forwards.
But I remember magazines used to have pages for pen pals, didn't they? And you used to even have your postal address printed. Yeah. And I remember a lot of the cross-stitch magazines. They all used to have like pen pal sections in there. And I guess it's the days before online discussion forums and all that kind of thing.
Well, there was a blogger, Secret Post, set up by Heather from Notes from Lapland. She does a Berry Family Life now. Yeah. Heather Sutherland. She did that for quite a while, and that just got bigger and bigger. But people were very lax about sending stuff out because you had a month. You're given a time period to send us, and you send a parcel, card, a present, and a letter, and that was nice. But she did several ways of setting it up, and in the end, she had to do it through Elfster. So you know the person you sent it to, and she'd have a spreadsheet so you could see who was sending to you and who you were sending to them. And I think it was just very time-consuming for her to keep up with everybody and tell everybody, look, why haven't you posted? So she just gave it up in the end.
No, it's quite a big thing. But I was trying to remember which site it was on now. There's a friend of mine, an online friend of mine, he lives out in Nova Scotia. And there was some website, and I cannot for the life of me think which one now, and they did a big Christmas gift thing, and he got the most gorgeous gifts from his exchange partner, like beautiful yarn, because he's really into his knitting and stuff, and this gift had just been thought out so exquisitely, and I'm racking my brains now to think which site it was that Badger had got it to. I can't remember, but it was so sweet.
That's what I thought I could do with Emma and Caro. You know, perhaps not every month because it's quite expensive. So I thought, every 2 or 3 months, one of us send a parcel over, and then we can sit and have.
Also, parcels don't have to be much. Do you know what I mean? Even just little gifts like some note paper or something like that is actually a really nice little thing, I think.
Yeah.
Really nice. So I look forward to little Miss C opening her parcel when she gets home from school tonight, because it's weird she was talking about Dorky Sun only, what day is it today? Today's Friday, Wednesday, because we went to Harpenden where they used to live to buy some new school shoes, and while we were there she was saying, oh, I miss him, he was my friend, we need to send him a card. So that's kind of cute, and we're quite bad at sitting down with her and writing cards, so that might be a weekend job, I think, this weekend for us. So yeah. But have you got snow?
No. Because we're quite this part, the south of England. Of course, we've got the warm weather from Spain and all that coming this way, and you've got all the sea this way from the Bristol Channel. So anything gets blown across, and where we are, we're quite low down in Wiltshire compared to like Corsham and then Redlow and then Bath, which are so it's sort of like isolated showers. Just during the school run on the way home, we had this massive snow shower. It lasted about half an hour and then it stopped. But the app, the Met Office app, keeps changing all through the day. And now it's threatened to snow Monday night and Tuesday morning heavily. Right. But that's
I've not looked again, but yesterday I was in town with Master C in the afternoon because I had to take him to the doctors again, and the sky was looking a little bit heavy, and I'd been to the doctors, I'd been to the pharmacist, I'd popped into Tesco's, I popped into Holland and Barrett, and I was in there talking to one of their sales staff about something, and I suppose I was in there a while, maybe 5 minutes, and when I came out, it was like all the pavements were wet, there was quite big flakes of snow falling. So I then had to walk from town all the way to my daughter's school to do school pickup because she'd been at after school club yesterday. And of course, all the kids came running out going, it's snowing! So they were all there running around the school playground trying to pick up snowballs from the tiny bits of snow that are on the ground. All the parents are there going, come on, home, home, home. And to add to the confusion, we had a by-election here yesterday, and part of the school was used as the polling station as well. So you got like there's this like sort of overhang bit providing a bit of shelter. So you got 5 political candidates from the 5 political parties all stood there huddling against this driving snow with their rosettes on and that, but trying to accost everyone who walks past, going, "Are you a voter? Are you a voter? Are you a voter?" And we're all like going, "No, we're just trying to get home from school. Leave us alone."
I don't mind it as long as I'm prepared, because where we've moved to now is very close to school and the shops, and there's a large green, so we're not so as isolated where we were in the flat,
Right.
Because the shop's a bit further and the school's a bit different, but there was a main road to cross, but I think it'd be more fun for them this year because also there's a local park.
Yeah.
But I sort of like every weekend sort of like said, right, let's go and get a sled, and I looked at my app and I was like, no, let's not bother, because but yeah, you know, as long as we've got food in and we're warm, but it's just nice to know, you know, the school, whether they're going to be open or not. But yeah, it's funny because a couple of years ago when we had really heavy snow, and you know, the whole country was at a standstill. Yeah. It just went on for too long, and I was complaining.
That was the winter that Master C was born, because he was born in the September, and in the October, November, December, January, February, and March, we had snow every single month here.
It's the year before that as well, we had really bad weather. Because it was the first time in a long time we've ever had snow. We just weren't prepared for it.
Yeah.
And last year, they upped all their grit and salt intake, and we never had anything.
It's weird though, because I come from the north, and when it snows up there, it snows properly, you know.
Yeah.
And I find it kind of funny down here in London that you've suddenly got underground tube lines, which I know they aren't all underground. I appreciate that, but you've got tube lines shutting, and I'm like, come on, it's just a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not like it used to be when I was growing up, because we, you know, it used to be like the pipes used to freeze.
Oh, regularly, yeah.
We had a coal fire, so we had no central heating, and used to have to huddle around the fire. We used to have to go outside and bring your snow in to melt it in the little kettle by the fire to get your water, because the pipes were frozen. You used to have to wash yourself in the sink or in front of the fire. So yeah, it's nothing to compare to when I grew up.
No, and I remember my dad always used to go, "Oh, when I was a lad, you know, we'd still walk 3 miles to school in the snow, and the snow was as high as I was," and all this kind of thing. And I have to say, I love looking back at old photos though, and you see some of the old footage, especially kind of going over the Pennines and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're wusses nowadays, aren't we? Everyone's an absolute wuss.
Back in the Victoria times when they had that big freeze and, you know, the Thames froze.
Yeah, it did.
Those pictures of them ice skating. And that's very Dickensy, isn't it? That's what people always imagine what's, you know, Christmases are always going to be. But it's so much, the temperature is, you know, more, our current climate's completely different to when it is, you know.
But also, everyone's become soft because we've all got, well, not all, but a lot of people have central heating now, things like that. And they've also got modern clothing fibres as well, so it just keeps you warm in a different way, whereas people used to layer things up. They had natural materials, they'd have cotton, they'd have wool, that kind of thing, and they used to, you know, there was no talk of having the heating on at night, so people would go to bed and they'd wrap up in bed and have all the layers on. Sorry?
Hot water bottles.
Hot water bottles, yeah, I've still got a hot water bottle.
And then my mum used to come up before she took a bed and refill it, so that I'd have warm feet in the morning.
That's very nice, very nice. No, I remember that. I don't know, maybe it's modern times, isn't it? But part of me but the northerner in me goes, oh, we're all soft.
Yeah. Well, we're just not used to it as a nation, really.
Yeah. It's just different, isn't it? Just different. So what's your plans for the weekend then?
Going for a walk on Sunday. I've been decluttering. Everybody keeps on about, oh, you've been decluttering forever. But when you move from a flat to a house, you take 12 years of stuff, and it's only just like recently I've been able to sort everything out, because with the school run, the girls, and now they've moved schools, I can do a great I know more. I've gone through their clothes, gone through their toys, their dressing up box. I've changed their room around. Next thing I've got to do is go through all the games and puzzles. They've got a whole cupboard and craft stuff as well.
Craft stuff just gets in the biggest mess ever in this house, especially the kids' craft stuff.
And books. I'm sort of holding on to like toddler books. And collections of books. It's like, oh yeah, we'll keep Julia Donaldson just for one more year. But yeah, there's that. I've moved furniture around. I've taken stuff out of my room to put down the living room, so our living room's got more furniture and looks more homely. It just takes a lot of time, and I need that, that's time of the day to do stuff. But we're getting there, and I got some paint for Kieran's room because his room's still pink. So that's, that his room is really easy to do. Just got to paint it, and yeah, that's what we've got planned. Really, it's just tied in and going for a walk on Sunday.
Very nice, very nice. I think we've got quite a quiet one, which is in a way nice because I'm still not well. I've had this horrible flu-y, buggy thing, so I'm hoping I can have some time to try and recover a bit. But my son's been ill again. He's got a double ear infection now. So we're back to the doctors yesterday, but he's gone off to nursery today and seems to be okay with his antibiotics, so fingers crossed. So I just need time for me to get better, and then my daughter's just got a birthday party to go to on Sunday, and my son's got football on Sunday, and that's it actually. So hopefully we can have a calm time, get a bit of stuff done in the house. Mr. C's had a horrendous week at work with very long hours. They had a big crunch on a project he's on, but also all the trains from here into London have been completely screwed up because a water main burst and flooded a tunnel, and they couldn't turn the water off because it serves a local hospital, and yeah, so it's all just been like a right faff and a half. So I'm hoping we can just have a bit of relaxing time. Although he's off out tonight for a class dad's night out, pub and curry night. So if we can get the kids to bed first, and I can sit down and do some crochet or something like that, that'd be good, I think. So. Yeah,
because I'm on my own. I've got 3 kids. Weekends aren't always as relaxed as I want them to be.
No, I guess they're more stressful than some weeks.
I only got a couple of days to make sure they've done their homework, make sure they've got uniforms, and I always make an effort to go out for at least a few hours one of the days, and then just catch up on blogging and stuff. But that's always second on my mind. Making sure the kids are having fun and the house is up together, and then it's like, oh, it's Monday again.
Comes around very fast Monday mornings, don't they? Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I try and get more stuff during the day, like the sorting out everything while they're at school, because it's not fair on them to be at home and they want to spend time with me. And no, I've got housework to do. So it's a juggling act.
I think the whole of parenthood's a juggling act, isn't it, Ali?
Yeah, well, because their dad's working for the next 6 weeks.
Right.
On the weekends. So I've got them. Usually they have a day where he sees them, but he doesn't get to see them until the middle of February. So it's, so it's like, oh, what should we do this weekend? But I'm making an effort to sort of do more blog posts about the local area. The last couple of weeks I'm doing about a river, and I'm going further to the river this week. And it just, I don't know, it just, except we talk about travelling. I can't travel, I don't have a passport, I don't drive, so I want to talk more about the local area, and everybody seems to like them, so I'm going to continue.
No, definitely. I mean, I've found out posts I've written about things in St Albans always seem to get huge numbers of hits actually on my blog, and it's quite exciting because I was reading just this morning about the Abbey in St Albans. So we've got this amazing Abbey, cathedral, whatever you want to call it, Abbey here, and it's a lovely, lovely building, and the history of it is just fascinating, gorgeous architecture, everything else. But we don't get the visitor numbers here, and I think St Albans as a city is actually really poor at encouraging visitors to come to us, which is crazy because we've got the most amazing Roman history and everything else. But the Abbey have just launched a new campaign, and they've got lottery heritage funding as well to revamp all their visitor centre and everything else. So they're going to make a new entranceway. There's a couple of shrines in the Abbey which are going to, I think, be refurbished in some way. all this kind of thing. Make it all properly wheelchair accessible, because some of it is wheelchair accessible but not easily so at the moment. So that I've read a blog post about that this morning, which is incredibly exciting, because hopefully that'll encourage more people to come to St Albans and see the Abbey and things like that. So yeah, I need to start blogging more about St Albans. I do actually own a whole St Albans blog, but I don't think I've written on it in about 18 months.
It's quite a good tie-in, actually, talking about the wheelchair access, because I'm reading Jane Hawkins' book.
Oh, right.
Stephen Hawking comes from St Albans.
He does. Our whole Pizza Express is modelled in his honour.
Yeah, there talks a lot about the area, so that'd be quite interesting. Because that's what
I must get that.
When I write my blog posts, I'm talking about the area that I remember and stuff that I used to do and things that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I'm just trying to make it more personal, as well as just putting up photographs and saying, oh yeah, we went here. So yeah, I think
a record of memories as well. That's a really nice thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not going to sneeze.
Look at a bright light. If you're ever going to sneeze and it's not coming, look at a bright light, and that always makes you sneeze.
No, it's you've given me your flu.
Yeah, because that's easily transmittable via Google Hangouts. So it's been great to chat this morning, just the two of us, but never mind.
Yes, it's nice to be heard, because usually I'm sat here talking and nobody's hearing me. You know,
oh no. Oh well. Right, I guess that's time to wrap it up for this week, but it's been good, and hopefully next week I'll have a working microphone or speaker.
Yeah, we'll have a few more people to talk to.
If not, just me and you's fine.
I don't mind that. Just to keep it going every week.
Yeah, definitely. Super.
Okay. Right, so goodbye, Penny.
Bye.
Goodbye, audience, if you're watching. Bye.